All right, what's up, guys? We are back with another podcast episode. Today, it's just going to be a mishmash of a bunch of stuff, some PPA recap stuff, a little bit of paddles, some talk about this Picklecon thing coming up, and then also our trip to Kansas this week, Will.
Yes, sir. Kansas. Let's go. Our last and final event, chance to make it to
for a golden
nationals.
ticket.
Yeah, golden ticket.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but I hope it goes well.
You're going to have to carry me.
That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear the other way around. But the first thing I want to talk about really quick is just a quick paddle update. And if you have any, we can dive into it. But
yeah.
I wanted to talk about the PaddleTek V3. So I've gotten to play
juicy 3
games with it now. I played with the Wave V3, which is the thinner one. And I ran all my spin tests. Spin, significant bump from the originals. We're around like the 1800 mark, like 900 to 1000.
Dang. Okay, so that's or double. That's pretty good. 1800 mark. That's like that's A tier.
No, yeah. I mean at that point it's plenty. Like you're not really complaining about spin. Well, you're definitely not complaining about spin at that point. But what's so interesting, and now granted, I have not hit one of the older PaddleTeks in a long time. Like I hit them a long time ago to get familiar with them, and that was it. But dude, the Tempest Wave V3, I feel it's supposed to be the control line of paddles. Now it's thinner. Dude, these things are poppy. Like,
yeah,
they're flipping poppy. Like right now, I would put it as one of the poppiest paddles I have played with. Now, that's only from 3 games. I haven't gotten to hit it with like a Black Ace and like a couple other ones. But at least against like my DBD and a couple other paddles I have hit recently, very, very poppy. And in a good way. Like, I like it. At the net, when you hit a flick or you hit an overhead or you hit a drive, like, it feels really good. And the swing weight is low. Like, I actually think this paddle could be popular. Like, I think they did a good job.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a quick switch up from, all the memes and all the things you had to say about it earlier. I think what we all had to say. So this is essentially what Anley Waters has been playing with for the past year or so, and they finally gave it to the masses. Is that what it is?
I did joke with how loud it was. I was like, now it sounds like Annalie's paddle. But she plays with a Bantam, so
okay.
It's probably the Bantam line is supposed to be even poppier, if I understand correctly. But the grit, I'm definitely curious how long it will last. Under the microscope, it looks kind of interesting. It's hard to say. Like it's hard to say, honestly. Like touching it doesn't feel like Power Air spray on grit, but I can't say that it isn't. So I might actually end up play testing the PaddleTek
blasted.
Yeah, who knows? But like I might play with this one even longer just to see if I can make it wear down and kind of verify the claim a little bit. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I told Patrick today, I was like, if I put lead on this, I might like this enough that I could use it.
That's high praise coming from you.
Yeah, maybe something to finally make me give up the double black diamond. We'll see. We'll see. Too early to say, but I just want to say if anyone was considering it, here's what I would say. I think if you liked the old Tempest line and like your complaint was spin, this is good. Like you should probably go buy it.
Okay, maybe I'll see some more out in the wild because I've not seen a Tempest in the wild for a very long time.
Same. I have not. The only people I know who have one are sponsored by PaddleTek.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, no.
So good paddle. Did you have any paddle updates?
Yeah, I played with the Alchemy from Vatic. I mean, I have played with it before, but I got some in the mail, and I thought I only had the 16 millimeter, but I just found the 13.5 millimeter somewhere in my room. I was like, oh, here it is. I thought he only sent me one of them. But anyways, I was going to go play with it. And when you hit the sweet spot, it feels pretty good, like really good. But when you don't, I think it sucks. It's very jarring, in my opinion. And it probably has to do with that hole. It's not like, it makes it so it's not equidistant from where the handle meets the paddle face. So I feel like the sweet spot is smaller, or it's moved up the paddle a bit, in a similar vein to like the Power Air. And I watched your review on it, and I would say, just from the short time I had with it, I would echo, I think, what you said about it in the reviews. I think if you are a person with, good like precision, it could be a very good paddle, because I feel like there is some flex to it. But it's not for me. Not for me.
Yeah. That's surprising. I would have thought, I mean, especially because when we hit it with Jordan, at least, now granted, it was only 5 minutes. Obviously things can change when you hit it more in depth, but you were like, yeah, I like this paddle.
Yeah, I had like 3 games with it. Granted, it was only like three games with it, but I think just compared to, not that I don't necessarily like it, but I wouldn't choose it over, some of the other options out there, is what I'm saying.
Did you get to hit the Nova at all?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot. Yes, I hit the Nova, and apparently so has everybody else in the whole wide world, because when the paddle released, my feed on YouTube was inundated with reviews of the Nova. Ronbus must be very pleased, because you guys, I think, all talked about it rather positively, and I did hit with it. It feels good. It feels solid, and I don't know. I think from a performance standpoint, nothing really stood out to me, in my opinion. But if all the claims that Rhombus and Dong has made about its durability are true, then yeah, that's definitely a cool step up. But in my opinion, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but underwhelming. In my opinion,
It 100%, to me, it's like a 003 where if you don't add lead, I feel like you're just missing out on a ton of it. I don't know if they should have just went with a higher stock weight or placed some weight in some additional areas. But yeah, I mean, did you play it stock? I'm assuming you played it stock.
I always play the paddle stock for a good amount of time before I even think about adding weight. And if I can, I try to not add weight, because I don't know, once you add weight, you can really change how a paddle performs, in my opinion. So yeah,
I'm gonna bring my Nova with me and see. I'll probably bring it to Kansas and just see what you think of it with lead, because it definitely would have been. I mean, I talked pretty heavily about it needs lead in the review, but it probably would have been a lesser than enthusiastic review if I couldn't add lead.
Yeah, it has a lot of plow through, in my opinion. It just feels solid, muted. All of Ronbus's paddles feel fairly muted, in my opinion, which is either a good thing or a bad thing for you if you like that kind of muted feel. And it's funny, because I really used to like that muted feel, but as I've been playing more and I kind of need that extra touch and feedback for certain shots that I'm not as comfortable with, I've been gravitating more towards paddles that feel a little bit more crisp. Maybe even I would describe it as almost like hollow sounding, just so I have that feedback to know what I did wrong or did right when I do certain shots.
Yeah, for sure. Well, very cool. I do want to talk about Picklecon really quick. If you guys didn't see any of the news on this, next year, August 8th through 11th at the Kansas City Convention Center, they're going to host this huge pickleball event. I believe they said they were going to have over 100 courts, and then some of the activities include tournament play, camps and clinics, wheelchair play, pro interactions, open play, panel discussions, some educational stuff, community-based activities, charity events, and some networking.
We should go.
Basically,
are we going?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm for sure going, one, because in-laws live there, so it's a double whammy, and it's also not a far drive for me. Like 6 hours is cake.
Okay, well, looks like you guys can meet us at Picklecon for next year. I guess if you're going there, I'll be there too. It's not that far for me either.
Dude, what if we got to have a panel? What would we talk about?
About paddles, probably.
Live podcast.
Okay, we could try to make that happen. That'll actually be pretty dope. So if you're watching this and you are connected with Picklecon in any way, definitely reach out to Chris or myself. Probably Chris is probably better.
Dude, that would be. You could play with the crowd. That would be fun.
Yeah, we mic each other up and we talk trash to them while we're doing a pod live. Yeah, sure.
Have a mic that gets passed around.
Yeah.
So here's what's interesting. I have been to that convention center a bunch because when I was doing video production, there was an event every 2 years that I would go and shoot there. So I'm almost 100% positive I know exactly where they're putting all the courts. And the last time I filmed that event, I had been playing pickleball, and I was like, dude, you could fit a ton of courts in here. Now, well, maybe they'll do pickle roll. If they do pickle roll, it would actually be great. I'm just thinking it's kind of that cement, more slippery cement, kind of like a gym floor-ish type thing.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But
this is what
dude,
they had the Gamma Open.
Yes, exactly, just like that. But the room is absolutely ginormous. Like, it goes up and down for a very long time.
Okay. All right, let's do it. And if it's pickle roll on top of sealed concrete, I guess that's not that bad, because pickle roll on top of like wood is not good.
Yeah, agreed. So I think, I mean, if they do this how they want to do it, honestly, that sounds really exciting. 3 days of just a ton of pickleball courts, meet a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I don't know.
I have an idea now. When you mentioned the activities, okay, you and we need to find 2 other people who are actually good at wheelchair pickleball play, and we need to play with them, but we're also in wheelchairs.
And you and I are on opposite teams?
Yes, of course. What do you mean? Yes, of course we're on opposite teams. I'm going to smoke you in this wheelchair.
Dude, I feel like I would need to prep my forearms ahead of time. Like, your forearm strength would have to be so good to constantly... I've seen people play it. I've actually... I saw at my courts once. There were 2 people playing... Yeah, they were doing singles wheelchair pickleball. It was actually kind of cool to watch.
Yeah. Oh, singles? Yeah, double bounce, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you get double bounce.
Double bounce. I feel like it would be hard. I'm just imagining it'd be very difficult.
No, I think I'd be terrible at it. I seriously think I would be absolutely horrible at
it. Less than 3'5". So what you're saying is, if you're actually 3'5" on a wheelchair, you'd be godlike. Is that what you're saying?
Dude, now I would... Okay, I know the U.S. Open's done it. Well, I don't know if they do doubles for it or if it's just singles, but wheelchair doubles pickleball would be interesting, because I wonder if you would actually try and stay at the kitchen. I kind of think you wouldn't, because your lateral movement with a wheelchair would be terrible.
Who knows? We'll have to see. So I think that would be really cool. We would record that, and I'm looking forward to that. If we can make that happen.
That would be kind of cool. I will already... Don't bet on me if there's any bets going on.
Okay. Well, before we move into anything else, so this reminds me that there was another event that happened just these past couple of days called, I think it's just called like the Pickleball Symposium or something. It happened in Utah, and it's another convention or symposium specifically for pickleball club owners and like organizers. And my buddy James went to, because we're opening up a facility here in Tulsa, and so he went over there just to look at the vendors and see how other club members like run their business. They're talking to pros and like lesson plans, clinics, leagues. I think Duper was there. I also heard that Court Reserve, which is the system that I think many clubs use to reserve their courts, they were there, and I had no idea that this existed. Did you?
No, I didn't know anything about it.
There's this whole other world out there where there's just people, trying to run their pickleball clubs, and I'd imagine it's probably popping off and pretty popular. I heard that it was like $1,500 to maybe like $2,500 per person, like for a ticket for you to get in. So
wonder how many people went.
I'm not sure, but when my buddy James comes back, I'll let you know. But
yeah,
I'm sure it was a good amount. I mean, with pickleball growing as much as it is, I guess I'm not surprised that there's a whole event catered specifically towards people who are running or opening up facilities, because there's a huge need for pickleball right now. It's a year in, and we're still at a point in pickleball where courts are heavily needed everywhere, I feel like. Maybe not in Minneapolis, but everywhere else.
I was just about to say a new facility is opening up in the next month. Yeah, Rick is opening another mega pickle and pong, and this one's going to be like the flagship.
Oh, you mean the last one wasn't the flag? How many?
Well, that was the only one, so I guess it was the flagship, but this one will now be the flagship, like bigger, more lights, all that.
Oh, okay. Well, sweet. Can't wait to come visit you and check out this new facility. When is this one opening up?
I got to ask him exactly when it's launching. It's for sure within the next 30 days, I'm pretty positive.
Oh my gosh, 30 days?
Yeah, they've been working on it all summer. I think he said I could see it pretty soon, and they just posted some update photos. So I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure within the next 30 days.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Shoot. Well, at least Minneapolis is getting courts. The place that needs more courts or centralized courts is Austin, where I was there for like a week. And there's places to play, but I feel like there's right now, no centralized place with a ton of courts for people to kind of gather and play, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but there are courts like kind of sprinkled all around the city here and there and the surrounding towns. So it's not too bad, but it definitely needs something, I guess, more centralized, like within the city limits. But I don't know what's the holdup, because I mean, all the pros are out there. There's a lot of other players out there, and I mean, just like anywhere else, it's growing. So I would have thought there was a public court somewhere out there with at least like 10 to 12 courts, but there isn't.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. And maybe I should stop talking about Minneapolis having a lot of courts, because I don't want more people to move here and fill up all the courts.
Trust me, no one wants to move over there. Those winters are way too brutal.
You know what's crazy too? I went and played this afternoon. It was probably about 12 o'clock, and people should let me know what their areas are like, because oddly enough, Saturday afternoon and most of Sunday, probably specifically the afternoon, the courts are like empty. When I was there was one other court in use out of 8, and I was like, it's the weekend. Like, I'm surprised no one is out here playing. But I don't know. I wonder if that's normal for other places, or if it's always packed for places that maybe don't have as many courts.
Who knows? Maybe that's just going to be the new norm for you. Did I tell you the other day when I went to go play, and there was like, it must have been every single firefighter in Tulsa came through to the courts? Did I tell you about that?
No.
Okay, so it was like last week I went to go play in the evening, and as my local courts, there's only like 4 courts there, and it was all full, and there were a few people waiting, and I shit you not, I think at least 3 to 4 fire engines came, and maybe like a fire truck, like ambulance or something came through, and there must have been at least like 20 to like 25 firefighters. They came here, they come out with their paddles. Like, I don't know if they were taking a break, or I don't know if they're from different departments and they were talking trash or whatever, but it looked like they were down to like, settle some scores. And I was like, oh man, but they couldn't get on the court. And I was like, oh man, this is sad. I kind of wanted to,
Did they just leave?
Yeah, they eventually just, I think some of them left. And then after that, I left. And then I think some of them got on the court. But I kind of wanted to just see them go at it. I might go hit some of these up and I don't know, make some sort of content or something with them. Like, how good are firefighters at pickleball? And,
you're probably gonna make some joke on the court that's like, well, I'm glad I'm with a bunch of firefighters because I'm about to bring the smoke to this court.
Just rubbing the heat. The fire.
Yeah, bringing the heat.
The fire. But no,
That's
it
funny.
was kind of cool to see just, so many people just hopping up, playing. It's growing here. So I'm excited for my facility to open up soon. And yeah, man, love to see it.
That is really exciting. Yeah.
Love to see it.
That's good. Does yours have an estimated open date?
Yes, November, like first week in November. November 1st is what we're targeting. But depending on a few things, but yeah. First week of November is what I've been told, and what the timeline has been looking like for contractors and what to go. I drove by the place and I can see they're doing the demolition, like the bulldozers, I guess, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, brain fart. It's like the big bin where all the trash and the demo stuff like kind of go in, where they take away. Okay, whatever.
Nope, got nothing. Nothing. Gonna need a better description.
It's okay. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. But
all right,
you can
I
see
won't even worry
construction
about it.
is happening. So
okay,
I'm excited for it.
Very good. Very good. Well, we'll move on to the next topic, which is just some really quick recap on the PPA. I just had a couple quick things that I thought were worth highlighting. So as always, if you haven't seen the results yet, there will be spoilers here, but it will be pretty brief. So the main thing I want to talk about, since Ben and Anna Lee weren't there, the results were fun to watch. Tyson and Catherine both got triple crowns.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they both got triple crown, and Catherine was off for, I believe, all of July.
Wow. Okay, so that says something, I guess, right? That Catherine is the clear number 2, I guess, female player. Wait, who was her partners?
Catherine played with Paris Todd, and then the final was against Elise Jones and Callie Smith.
Okay, and singles, who did she face in the finals for singles?
Salome.
Oh, no, there was no... I guess I didn't see any memes, so I don't know what there was.
It wasn't very exciting. It was, it was underwhelming.
Wow, okay. And then Tyson won a triple crown. So is this their first triple crown? I feel like no one else has won triple crowns except for Ben and Anna Lee Waters.
So it's, I don't know if it's Catherine's first or not, but it's definitely Tyson's first. And one thing they actually talked about was 7 years ago, it was this tournament where he won his first pro medal, I believe. And then he also got his first triple crown of this tournament. So that's pretty cool.
It's a good luck spot for him. Okay, good for him. All right, and his partners was James Ignatowicz. His singles, I think I saw some of that he faced against Connor Garnett.
Yep,
and
played really well. And then mixed, he was with Catherine, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay, so good tournament for the both of them. All right. Shoot.
And dude,
good tournament for Selkirk, now that I think about it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the 2 triple crowns for Selkirk. And the whole doubles team. It was actually funny, the men's final. Some people in the chat were like, oh, hey, it's Team Takea versus Team Selkirk, since AJ and Riley are both using Takeas.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, how did that go? How is their partnership going?
Well, I know you didn't get to watch all of that match. I got to see most of it. J. Well, that's one way to do that duo. Riley and AJ won the first 2 games in the best of 5, 11-5, 11-4. So you're like, okay, well, they're just going to clean this thing up.
They steamrolled them, yeah.
Yet James and Tyson, golden pickled or silver pickled, whatever you want to call it, Riley and AJ started serving first, and then Tyson and James pickled them after that.
Dang. What happened?
Dude, I don't know, but that game was fast, and then
what changed?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But after that, James and Tyson obviously went on to win. And, like, I just have so many questions. Because, it's obviously easy to judge a book by the cover, like when you're just watching from the TV screen, which isn't always fair.
Don't let
but I'm
that
like,
stop you, though, because that hasn't stopped any of the other pundits, keyboard warriors out there online for sure.
I would just love to pick both Riley and AJ's brain, because there were so many things where Riley was clearly getting frustrated with AJ for decision making, or just like miss some easy stuff or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, in everything in my life ever, especially competitive things, when I can tell someone has bad body language with me or is clearly upset and we're on the same team, I start playing worse. So I'm like, okay, AJ definitely, they would like take a timeout and just not even say a word to each other on the bench. So I'm like, okay, you both acknowledge that there's a problem here, but like,
by not saying anything. How do they acknowledging a problem? Oh, you mean acknowledging by taking the timeout?
Well, no, just the fact that they're not saying there's a problem, but they're like acknowledging they're clearly mad at each other, or that it's like awkward to talk because they're just not saying anything.
Acknowledging it. Yeah, because they're not saying, so they're not acknowledging anything.
I feel like they both know, though. If you're not saying anything, you both know you're upset.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, but that's the case with Riley all the time. I feel like, does he ever talk to his partners?
No. It never looks very positive if he does. So I'm like, I would just love to know from AJ's perspective. I'm like, did that make you play worse? Did it bother you? Like, it would bother me, but maybe I'm also just a sensitive baby, so.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just another team, chemistry that is going down the drain.
I was like, there's like no way they partner after this, right? I mean, they made it to a championship, but Those last two games, Riley just looked so mad.
This was was this the championship game?
Yeah, championship Sunday, yeah.
This was also the championship game. Okay, well, dang.
Yeah, it was bad. But I will say that crowd was hyped for Tyson and James. The last point of that match, absolutely insane. Can't believe Tyson and James managed to sneak away with that point. And it was just good pickleball, man. Like, that was... the hands battles were just crazy.
Oh, I'm sure. You got Riley, AJ, Ignatowicz, and Tyson. I mean...
Yeah.
Probably, when it comes to hands, probably Tyson's probably the weakest out of that four. But...
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I did see a few clips of just Ignatowicz and Riley going at it, and yep. I mean, Matt, we know, and it's funny because you and I have experienced Jason's hands like in person, and it is fast. So that must have been amazing. I need to go back and rewatch that whole entire thing, and kind of feel sorry just a little bit for Riley. He's just forever the Silver Surfer. I mean, Ben and Colin weren't there, and Dude, you still couldn't pull through.
I also just wonder if this is like the biggest regret for Riley at this point, to ditch Matt, because you ditch him, and then the next 3 tournaments were all tournaments where something went wrong. Either Ben wasn't there, or Ben and Colin get hurt, or they went out. Actually, I think this is the order it went. I believe Ben and Colin went out early. And then the next tournament, Colin gets hurt. And then this tournament, Ben isn't there. So, like, if Matt and Riley stuck together, the odds of them winning it was probably very, very high.
Yeah. Do you think it's just, like, AJ and Riley still trying to figure things out? Because at one of the previous tournaments, he didn't play with AJ, right? He played with Julian, right?
He's playing with both of them a couple tournaments.
So, this could be the issue, right? That you're just swapping in between different partners, and you kind of have to still get used to them, and it's probably tough.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you have to figure out partner chemistry. Obviously, Riley and AJ have played a little bit in the past, so there's some history there.
MLP
but
and whatnot.
It's not going to be Riley and Matt level where you know exactly what everything is.
That's rough, man. Riley Newman, forever Silver Surfer.
Are you ready for the real insult to injury, though? Because right before we was getting on this podcast, Ben and Matt are playing together at the Kansas tournament.
Oh, wait, what happened to Colin?
He's hurt still.
Oh, he's still hurt?
Yeah.
So Matt and Ben are playing together. Oh my God, that's going to be the dag. If Ben and Matt win that, like, if Ben and Matt played against Riley in the gold medal match.
I know. I'm like, oh gosh, this is has to be such an easy win for Ben and Matt. But yeah, I just thought that was so fun. I was like, dude, Matt's like sitting back, just like, oh yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
And from what I remember, Ben and Matt also have played together before, and I feel like they play fairly well together from what I remember. And I think they have fairly good chemistry. So that'll be a tough team to beat as well. Ooh, okay. Wait, who? Do you know who Riley's playing with?
I don't know who he's playing with at the next one. I didn't look at the draw.
Okay, I guess we'll find out. We'll see. We'll be there. Come find us, and you can let us know your thoughts on Riley to see if he's going to take gold this time, and he'll break his streak of being the Silver Surfer.
The Silver Surfer, baby. Yes. All right, guys. Well, this is a shorter podcast episode because we are at the kitchen now. We are going to talk about just the upcoming Kansas trip because we had just a couple thoughts on it. And the first thing, Will...
Yeah.
It's going to be 102 on Singles Day, Thursday.
I know. I thought last time I was going to be like 104.
It was, and then when I checked again today, it dropped a little bit. Not that 2 degrees means much, but yeah, it's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. You're done. Yeah, I dropped singles. I was like,
now,
no.
Did you drop before you knew about the heat, or did you drop because of the heat?
I dropped before I knew about the heat, because it was my first event where I would have done all 3 events, and this is my first time playing mixed. So I'm kind of excited for it. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about it because I haven't played mixed in a tournament before. And then, of course, doubles with you. That's going to be fun. Just from our last experience, I think that's just going to be, a good time. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just play singles. And then I thought about it, and I was like, nah, all 3 events. I'm busy, I need a break. I'm not trying to burn myself out. And then you called me and you told me about, after I dropped it, you told me how hot it was. And I was like, yeah, nope. I'm dropping this. Yeah.
I mean, Texas was really brutal on singles day. Like that's the hottest I've played a tournament in. And this is going to be probably about 10 degrees hotter. So I don't know how that's going to go.
Honestly, so I think if you are, if you're playing singles and you're a fit person, your stamina is really gonna be a deciding factor. And now that I think about it, since I was in Austin for a whole week and I played pretty much every day with Jeff. I mean, not singles per se, but we had 105, 106. I think Austin had 30 days straight of triple digit heat weather, and I don't know how they do it. But now that I think about it, if I played, I was getting kind of used to the heat. Probably might not have been that bad, but still, no, I'm not doing. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be cheering you on, and and I will probably talk to all the people who come up to find you to cheer you on as well.
Dude, and it's not a small bracket. It is, or it's not? 16 people. No, it's 16. That's more than Texas was.
Wow. Okay. So you got your work cut out for you. Have you been training singles? What's up?
Have I been training at all? No. But I did play singles last night against Isaac, and then I played another friend today, and I won those. So I'm feeling decent. It's just a lot of, I think for me, it's just not making dumb mistakes. Like, just don't give up free points, and then also just thinking about my footwork a lot. Like, don't be lazy, because it's just very easy for me to become lazy in singles. So I think as long as I can focus on that, it'll be fine. And then obviously managing the heat, that's going to be a skill in itself, is just not killing yourself.
Right. I did play singles the other day, and I took the kind of like the Ben Johns approach, which was trying to expend the least amount of energy or do the bare minimum to get through the game and win. And it kind of worked out, because as I was playing, I was like, okay, like if you have to manage your body and your stamina for the whole entire day to make it to the finals and still be good for the finals, it's tough. And then sometimes there are balls that go, I'm like, okay, you know what? I could probably get to this and probably hit a shot back. But is it worth it? What's the likelihood of me like still staying in the point? And if they're there, they'll put a easy put away. And you kind of have to play this kind of risk reward type of game. And that's a skill in itself. It's really hard to think, because I could easily go for some of these, but I was like, you know what? Let's go. We'll get it on the next one. I just don't have enough experience to do that, but that's something you should probably start thinking about. I don't know, as you probably get older, and especially if you're playing in the heat, you might, because I know you, and I know you're gonna run for everything. But
I like to expend my energy.
Right, but basically, what I'm trying to say is, try not to burn yourself out, because I need you fresh for doubles. That's all.
Hey, it's okay. We got a day off. We got Friday. I'll be good. I got a day off. Good? I'm young.
Okay, well, we'll probably be playing a lot of rec games. In fact, we'll probably be practicing against your brothers. Maybe we'll be meeting your brothers in the bracket.
True. I really, dude, the only thing I'm asking, tournament organizers, PPA, somebody from your organization has to hear this. Just deliver this message to whoever's in charge of the brackets. If you see the last name Olson's, put them on opposite sides of the bracket, because I'm not trying to pay $200+ to play my brothers at the start of the day.
Yes, exactly. No, we don't need that. Honestly, that should just be a thing in pickleball brackets. Like when the names get put in, I don't know how they figure out the brackets, but it should just be, if it's done by some sort of software algorithm, it should just be part of the algorithm. If you have the same last name, put them on opposite sides.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. It would be nice.
Oh, man.
But yeah, other than singles, which, if anyone has any heat management tips outside of, electrolytes, arm sleeves, the usual, I'm glad I have those Story Eye sun sleeves. I don't think I've talked about those on the podcast, but if anyone has not if you just wear sunscreen, I highly recommend checking out these sun sleeves called Story Eye. It's Story and then the letter I. They're very good.
Yeah. Brian was telling me that as well from building pickleball, and I'll have to look into them because I don't know, running sunscreen all the time is a little
annoying.
Yeah, well, especially on your arm, because once you sweat or whatnot and you're swinging the ball, sometimes that sunscreen kind of, makes its way to your palm, and then your grips get slippery or nasty, and so I'll definitely have to look into it. You have some right now?
Yeah, I have the Story Eye sun sleeves, and here's what's really cool about them. I was worried about it feeling too hot, kind of like it was suffocating my arm, but when the breeze hits it, I have no idea why or how it works, haven't even looked, but my arms get cooler when the breeze hits. Obviously, when a breeze hits, it feels nice, but it feels even better than if it was just my bare skin. So I just prefer wearing them, period, because it just feels good. So they're like $20, and I don't remember what the code is. You can probably find one, but I think Story Eye or Story Eye 15, something like that will save you some money, but they're $20. One of the best things I've purchased in a while because I hate putting on sunscreen, and I rarely put it on because I hate reapplying it so much.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, and you burn. You and your brothers burn.
Patrick burns.
Patrick, oh my gosh. The last time we were in Florida and he got that Neapolitan sunburn, it was like brown, white, and then it was strawberry, like straight up.
Yeah, he was, come on. You and I can't lose to that. We can't be losing to that.
Nah, definitely not.
But all right. Yeah, so that'll be good. Or the sun sleeves are good. If anyone has any heat management tips, let us know. Doubles, we have 17 teams in our bracket, and do you know who's in our bracket, Will? It was the guys that knocked us out and finished us at the last golden ticket, Jamin and his brother. Dude,
they were good.
They were good. But if we play them again, I don't want to go down how we did last time.
Oh, no, we're not. We're definitely not going down. Yeah, you just can't speed it up at them like you did last time.
I learned my lesson. A lot more dinking. I'm a little more patient since the last tournament.
Okay. Good. Hopefully I am too, I think. Actually, no, I've been playing a lot slower, I've noticed. I think partly it's just because I've been playing a lot in the heavy heat, and so I'm trying not to, drain myself. So a lot of it has just been kind of like a more methodical, slow play. And I feel like we might see a lot more of that in Kansas City if the heat stays as hot as it does during doubles day. But I think last time I checked, it wasn't. It cools down, right? 80s?
Yeah, 80s. Still warm, but much better than over 100.
Yeah, especially 100 for singles. Whew.
Yeah, I know. Why couldn't it? Should have been flipped. Like, at least in doubles, the heat's more tolerable.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Well, if anyone, we can make this kind of fun for people.
What?
Go ahead and comment down below what place you think Will and I will get.
Oh, gosh.
Singles, doubles, mixed, everything. Obviously, Will's not playing singles, but just go ahead and leave it down. I'll just be curious to see, maybe placing and then win streak, because I actually don't know if we can figure out the exact placement. I don't know. Just let us know.
No, I think they show it in the brackets. After things are done, they show you where you kind of placed, I believe.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, let us know down below where you think we'll we'll place.
Get. Yeah, they'll still put me in like first, even though I'm not playing singles. That's right. Yes, sir.
We'll see. But also, if you guys are going to the tournament, feel free to come say hi to us. We always like meeting people, so if you're there, come say hi, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, super excited for it. Can't wait. And honestly, the thing that I'm actually most excited for is that this is one that I'm driving to, and that you're driving to, and just not having to deal with traveling in the airplane. And like checking bags and all that stuff is just so much.
Would you rather drive than fly though? Because I almost flew to this, but then I realized I didn't want to rent a car.
So it's like hit or miss. And normally probably fly, but every once in a while, just not having to kind of worry about getting to the airport, packing up, like lightly, or thinking more about what I have to pack. Right?
Yeah.
It's just the convenience and the option of having a car and going is kind of nice. Like imagine if you lived in SoCal or wherever there's a lot of local tournaments, right? And you have the option to drive, right? I think it's just nicer, you know?
Depends on what's the distance for you?
The distance for me, I think it's a 4-hour drive. Same for you.
Nah, 6 for me.
6 for you? Let me double check this.
What do you mean, double check mine or double check yours?
Double check mine. Double check mine.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I was like, dude, I've made this drive so many times. I promise it's 6 hours. All right, let's see.
Is the venue in Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri?
It would be in Kansas City, Kansas, but it's I'm completely blanking on the city it's in. I know I should know this because of my in-laws living over there. You could just put Leawood. It's close enough. Okay.
Well, all right. Let me put Leawood. Kansas City.
L-E-A Wood.
Wait, how do you spell it? L-E-A?
L-E-A Wood. Yeah.
Kansas City. Okay. Let's take a look. And I am 4 hours.
4 hours. All right. It's too bad it's not 6. I was gonna say we could leave at the same time and race.
No, I'm not challenging you for something like that. I want you to survive because knowing you.
Hey, whoa! I'm not some speed demon or anything.
Yeah, but you're competitive and you're like, can't lose to Will. I'm racing down there.
No,
shoot.
Here's all that would happen. I probably wouldn't drive any faster than I already do. What would happen is no one would get a car break. We wouldn't stop for gas. We wouldn't stop for food. It would be get your snacks
or anything.
Yeah, nothing. We're just going.
You're peeing in that bottle, Patrick.
No.
Yeah, peeing in that bottle.
Patrick's driving himself, so he'll figure it out.
Oh, he is. So who's driving with you? Is it just you, Sarah, Isaac going with you?
Yeah, I don't know what the car split's going to be, but yeah, all 4 of us are going, and then Melissa, my mixed partner, is driving back with Patrick on the way back up because she's flying in to Kansas from Florida. So that's why we needed 2 cars if we were going to – actually, could we have even fit everyone 1, 2, 3, 4? I think we could have put everyone in one car, but with luggage, and then it would have been uncomfortable. Like, it wouldn't have been worth it. It would have been terrible.
I see. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You got anything else?
No, man. That's it. That's all I got.
Sweet. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. If you're going to be at the tournament, can't wait to see you there. I'm excited to compete and hopefully not have a heat stroke. I will be drinking all of the element, and maybe I'll bring some muffins. And then
you got to take me some cool spots in Kansas to go try out because I've never been.
We got some food spots for you for sure.
All right, sweet. All right, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, right. Sweet. Thanks for listening, guys. Yep. Later.
Peace.